Welcome back to Sports Updates 2.0. Listen, today's explainer is a wild one. We're diving straight into what is easily the 2026 World Cup's biggest scandal. We're talking about a routine red card that somehow snowballed into a massive geopolitical incident. It's completely shattered fan trust in global football governance. If you've been scratching your head wondering why fans are suddenly furious with FIFA, or why they're directing so much heat at teams like Argentina, well, you're in exactly the right place. So how on earth did a red card become a literal White House issue? We're gonna unpack exactly how US men's national team star Folarin Balogun became the center of this crazy storm. A storm that has modern sports fans absolutely livid about FIFA's perceived commercial and political biases. Okay, picture this. July 1st, round of 32, USA versus Bosnia and Herzegovina. Balogun gets shown a straight red card after a VAR review for stepping on Tarek Maharamovic's ankle. Now, normally, that's an automatic one-match ban, case closed. But as we're about to see, normal kind of went out the window here. Which brings us to the immediate chaotic fallout. Belgium's head coach, Rudi Garcia, was visibly stunned. And I mean, you can't blame the guy. Less than 24 hours before Belgium's highly anticipated knockout game against the US, FIFA just completely suspends Balogun's mandatory ban, out of nowhere. Garcia literally told the press he thought it was an April Fool's joke. The Belgian FA was left scrambling, making statements that they weren't just defending their team anymore, they were trying to defend the integrity of the sport itself. Just look at the timeline here, because the receipts are absolutely staggering. July 1st, Balogun gets sent off. Then, between July 3rd and 5th, US President Donald Trump reportedly makes 3 separate phone calls directly to FIFA President Gianni Infantino. 3 calls. And then, bam, July 5th, the very day before the US plays Belgium in Seattle, FIFA suddenly lifts the ban. Guys, this was the first time since 1962 that a World Cup punishment was suspended right in the middle of a tournament. No way that's a coincidence, right? The political lobbying we saw here was completely unprecedented. The White House reportedly even made its own lawyers available to the US Soccer Federation to help fight the suspension. And, while FIFA fiercely claimed judicial independence, saying the legal process just ran its natural course, the US president publicly took credit for getting the governing body to review the discipline. He actually posted his thanks to FIFA for, quote, reversing a great injustice. So you're probably wondering, how did FIFA legally justify this massive mid-tournament reversal? Well, they hid behind something called Article 27 of their disciplinary code. Instead of serving an immediate one-game ban for serious foul play, Balogun was put on a 1-year probation, and the US Soccer Federation was fined $40,000. Basically, if he commits a similar foul in the next year, the ban comes back. But for that immediate, crucial knockout game, yeah, he was completely cleared to play. Now here's the kicker. The groundwork for this entire controversy wasn't actually laid in Seattle. It was laid a year earlier with a highly controversial ruling that fans and pundits have dubbed the Ronaldo rule. You see, FIFA didn't just pull this Article 27 defense out of thin air for Balogun. Actually, scratch that, they kind of did. But they had recently tested it out on one of their biggest global superstars first. Let's rewind to the World Cup qualifiers in November 2025. Cristiano Ronaldo elbowed Irish defender Dara O'Shea. A violent conduct foul like that mandates a strict 3-match ban, period. That would have sidelined Ronaldo for the start of the 2026 World Cup. But instead, FIFA deferred 2 matches of that ban under, you guessed it, that exact same Article 27 probation, effectively ensuring their biggest commercial asset wouldn't miss the World Cup group stages. So what does this all mean? It essentially set a really dangerous precedent. It left fans and European soccer officials absolutely outraged. And they started asking a very valid question. Is FIFA operating a tiered system of justice? Are the rules only bent to protect high-value commercial assets and powerful, politically connected host nations, while everyone else just gets the book thrown at them? The double standard here is just stark. I mean, look at this. While superstars like Ronaldo and host nation players like Balogun get these nice probationary reprieves, players from smaller nations don't. Take South Africa's Themba Zwane, for example. He received a strict, non-negotiable 3-match ban for a virtually identical foul to Balogun's during the opening days of this very same tournament. South Africa even appealed, citing this exact leniency, and they were firmly rejected. Unsurprisingly, the backlash from the footballing establishment was severe. Even former FIFA president Sepp Blatter and UEFA strongly condemned the decision. UEFA called it incomprehensible and unjustifiable, making the point that geopolitical lobbying fundamentally undermines the credibility of the entire competition. Think about it. When the certainty of the rules vanishes, the integrity of the whole game is at stake. And you know, this exact feeling of systemic corporate protection is exactly why global outrage is now boiling over toward FIFA and Lionel Messi's Argentina. Fans aren't just mad about the Balogun situation anymore. They are seeing what they believe is a clear pattern. A pattern of executive intervention and bias aimed at keeping the most profitable teams in the tournament for as long as possible. Take their knockout clash with Egypt, for instance. Argentina benefited from a massive VAR storm. Favorable refereeing decisions and a highly disputed disallowed Egyptian goal prompted furious fans to start floating conspiracy theories about FIFA actively protecting its biggest star, Messi. Now, whether there is actual foul play or not, the Balogun and Ronaldo precedents have completely destroyed any benefit of the doubt FIFA might have had. The internet reaction went completely viral. Huge figures like chess grandmaster Garry Kasparov and legendary manager Jose Mourinho totally piled on. The term Pfeifenig even started trending globally. It's a pretty brilliant, if depressing, metaphor. It perfectly symbolizes this widespread belief that the tournament's integrity is sinking like the Titanic, weighed down by corporate interests and political meddling. But we have to talk about the financial motive driving all of this, because it's impossible to ignore. With dynamic pricing pushing final tickets up to a staggering $11,000, yeah, 11 grand, FIFA simply cannot afford the financial hit of losing marquee players or host nations early on. We saw the secondary ticket market literally crash the second teams like Portugal and the US were eliminated. The commercial pressure on FIFA right now is just monumental. But, okay, despite all this wild off-field lobbying, the boardroom drama, the presidential phone calls, and the shifting rules surrounding Balogun, the actual game between the US and Belgium had a deeply ironic resolution right there on the pitch. Belgium absolutely swept the hosts aside in a decisive 4-1 victory. The US did briefly equalize through Malik Tillman, but man, the Belgians were simply too clinical. It essentially proved that, hey, you can lobby the boardroom all you want, you can make all the phone calls in the world, but the game is still ultimately decided on the grass. Belgian midfielder Nicolas Raskin definitely didn't hold back after the match. He called the massive victory a measure of justice. The whole Belgian squad felt deeply wronged by FIFA's sudden rule change, and by knocking the US out, they effectively defended football's integrity themselves, purely through their clinical knockout performance. To his credit, US coach Mauricio Pochettino refused to make excuses about the political circus surrounding the match. He just straight up admitted they weren't good enough on the day to match Belgium's quality. Though he did maintain that the original red card against Balogun was totally unfair to begin with, claiming almost everyone would agree it was a really harsh call. Which brings us to the ultimate takeaway from this entire saga. If the rules of the game are open to negotiation for the right price, or if they can magically be suspended by a phone call from the right politician, what does this mean for the future of global sports? Can we ever truly trust the referee's whistle again? Or will we always be sitting there wondering who is actually pulling the strings up in the boardroom? Think about that next time you tune in. Thanks for hanging out with us on Sports Updates 2.0, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.